Thank you so much for joining us tonight for the first night of Advent. If you've never been a part of an Advent ceremony before, it's really just a time of preparation. As we get closer to Christmas, we start to prepare for that. Now, as Christians, we are excited to remember the birth of Jesus. And so each Sunday, we will light a candle. If we're celebrating Advent, we light a candle and we remember a different aspect as we kind of prepare for that time. And if you've never heard much about Jesus and Christmas is really about Santa and presents and all that, this video is for you as well, because we're going to talk about something that really matters beyond just all the hustle and bustle that normally happens around this time of year. So each week we think of a different aspect, and this week we're going to be thinking about hope. Now, what does Christmas and hope and Jesus all have to do with each other? Well, when the first Christmas happened 2,000 years ago, there was a lot of hope in Israel. 600 years earlier, they knew that there was a promised Messiah that was coming. In fact, in the book of Isaiah, we read the following: "For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." Isaiah wrote that 600 years before the birth of Jesus and knew that somebody was coming who would fit all of those attributes. But something pretty interesting happened. The 400 years before Jesus was born, there was silence. There was no prophets. There was nothing. God was quiet. It makes me think about how we are in our time as well. It's been 2,000 years since Jesus lived, and a lot of people are wondering, where is he? He said he would come back. What's going on? What's taking so long? There's this silence as we wait for God, but silence and waiting always pairs with hope. And so this week we think about a hope for something better that's coming. I think so much around this time of the year, I'm reminded of the different things that we can put our hope in as people. A lot of us can put our hope in our jobs, in our house, in our money, in our families, in our possessions. All of these things we put hope into, and that gets accentuated around Christmas as we have to think about working extra to maybe buy those Christmas presents, and we think about having different meals with family members and the stress that might cause. All of these things that our hope is in. And as we think about in the past couple of years, everything that we've gone through, one of the things this pandemic that we're coming out of has really shown was how quickly all those things we put our hope in can be taken away. Our job can be lost, our health can be lost, our relationships can be cut off and severed. So quickly, all of the things that we here put our hope in can be gone. But there's something so much more exciting for us to put our hope in. So again, as Christians, our hope is not in any of those things, but it's in who Jesus is. And so as we look back and remember that first coming so long ago and the people who had hope for what was coming to them, we can have hope now. And it's great because it's a future hope. We know that one day God will come and finish what he started, put everything back right. Heaven comes back to earth. But it's not just a future hope. It's a hope that starts as soon as we follow him. And so if you've never heard about that, if you've never followed Jesus and you're finding all the things that you've put your hope in are coming up empty, I'd encourage you this Christmas season, take a little bit of time, step back a little bit, revisit this familiar Christmas story, and think about what it looks like to put your hope in Jesus instead of all these other things that will fail you. We're going to be back here every Sunday night. I can't wait to see what God does this December as we prepare for Christmas. And if you have any questions or this is something new or you want to learn more about this, please comment below, send us an email. You can go to dfchurch.com. However you need to, find somebody to talk to as we prepare for Christmas.